Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 22. So yeah, we're here with another episode. Sorry for how things have been lately, especially if you're on the Discord server and everything. It's just, with all of this coronavirus stuff going around and all, and just all of the general reactions to it, you could say, I've just been really upset lately. Everything's being closed down, and that's really upsetting me. Just because, like, there was stuff I was planning for, there was stuff I was excited for, and it's like now that can't even be done. But one thing that I was worried about because of all these closures and cancellations and all has been remedied. One thing I was worried about was that I wouldn't be able to get any more money. Because the thing, as I've said before, is that outside of like you guys sometimes donating and whatnot, the only way I get money is when I go and play games with my friend. Because if I beat him in a match, he gives me $5 per match I beat him in. I've mentioned this before. Well, we're not going to be able to meet for a while because of this, and possibly even a while after, because he is going to be getting a surgery. I'm not going to go over all the details. It's not my info to share. But he is going to be going to get a surgery in like 6 weeks or so. And he's going to obviously be unable to do much for months after. So I was worried that I wouldn't have a chance again to continue saving up the money I get from him to be able to get Animal Crossing once it comes out, which actually only comes out in a few days, really. It'll be my first Animal Crossing game, and I was actually really looking forward to it. But my fears were calmed. Is that the right word? I think so. But my fears were lessened because some friends have helped out, and yeah, I don't have anything to worry about now. I'm going to be getting the money in time for Animal Crossing, and even a little more. So yeah. And that was the big thing I was worried about. So it's like, I mean, obviously I still wanted to hang out and play games with my friend, but yeah. That was something I was worried about because I had been saving up for that, and I just didn't want all that saving up to now go to waste, you know? But yeah, so it's all good. It's all good. I'm still kind of upset about things because there are other things that have been postponed or canceled or whatnot that I was really looking forward to. So I'm still upset, but I'm doing a lot better. Either way, let's actually get into this episode. So last time we left off, Deku was fighting, oh my God, why is his name escaping me? um, Gentle Criminal. His name escaped me for some reason. But Deku was starting to fight against him outside of the school because Deku had come across him while going out buying rope. And so he was going to try to take him out and everything before anything really started happening. And at the end of the episode, it kind of alluded that we're about to find out what La Brava's quirk is. Now, last time I did make a bit of a deal out of the fact that I was wrong. That I thought it was La Brava's quirk that was allowing them to bounce upward. But no, it was Genel's. Genel's quirk allows him to basically turn anything into elastic. He can make anything elastic, even the air around him. So it's only a temporary quirk. It does fade away, but everything that's affected by it will retain some unusual level of elasticity at the same time. It is interesting, though. It's an interesting quirk, but I'm even more interested now to find out what La Brava can do. Because now that we know that his quirk, that Gentle's quirk is the elasticity, I'm thinking her quirk has to be what caused that purple smoke to surround him in the JSTOR robbery. Not really a robbery. um, because that could be the only reason at this point that I would feel that he would want the camera turned off for it. And that would be able to cause that, because that was not like any ordinary smoke for this universe. And it was definitely very conspicuous to the point where it's like, oh, you can't just like you can't just like push this off as being just smoke from the action, because there was nothing around him like destroyed enough that would cause that kind of smoke and all. So it's got to be La Brava's quirk. I have no idea what it is though, which is how I like it, of course. But it's got to be something impressive. The way Gentle and her even talked about it acted like it was this secret weapon. So I'm really interested to see what it is. Now, my thoughts going into this are going to be that this episode is going to either finish off this fight, or they're going to go throughout this entire episode with the fight, and then it's going to finish off at the beginning of the next one. I'm not exactly sure which I think is the more likely at the moment. We'll just have to wait and see. But then afterwards, of course, we have the festival itself. The way things went with last episode and the way they're probably going to continue going, it's like Deku's trying to get this all finished by the festival. So after this is going to be the festival. We're going to see Eri being taken around, probably enjoying a candy apple. We're going to see everyone else continuing to get ready. And then, well, of course, we're going to see the performance. So yeah. I'm just very excited to see where they take this. And we're going to get started and not waste any more time. Now, as a reminder, provided the show isn't postponed or held back or anything by all of this coronavirus stuff, once My Hero is done, which is only in a couple more episodes, once My Hero is done, it is going to be replaced in this slot by the new Digimon Adventure series, which is not a remake, but a reboot of the original Digimon Adventure. It's even starring all the same characters. We have Tai, we have Kari, we have Matt and TK and Izzy. They're all going to be there, of course. Since it's going to be in Japanese, I'm going to have to try to get used to their Japanese names. I know some of them, but I'll have to get used to like the others and all. Because I always watch Digimon in English in the dub. But yeah, it's supposed to be kind of a reboot that takes place in the modern day. Like, it takes place in 2020. All the characters they're the same age they were in the original Digimon Adventure anime, which I think is like 10 or something. But it takes place in 2020, and it's just rebooting the series. So it's going to be interesting to see how they tackle a lot of that stuff, how they tackle a lot of the new technologies and ideals and stuff with the ongoing, with the just storyline of Digimon. I assume it's going to mostly be the same. Obviously, encounters and stuff are going to be different, but yeah, we'll see when we get to that. I'll talk more about that in the actual reaction once we get to that. We still have a couple more episodes to go here before we even do. But just letting you know ahead of time, that is what's going to be replacing My Hero Academia in this slot. It was originally going to be ReZero Season 2, but that was pushed back. That one I know was actively pushed back, which really sucks, but oh well, not much you can do. So, that being said, let's just get this started. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you do, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so this episode was pretty much just finishing off the fight with Gentle and Brava, as well as a few minor shots of everything else starting to get ready. So yeah, and it ended here, and so following here, the next 3 episodes, 23, 4, and 5, are all going to be the festival itself. So we finally got confirmation that the purple smoke we saw in the JSTOR incident was indeed LaBrava's quirk, and that the reason he cut off the camera at that time was because he hates using brute force. He hates using violence. It actually goes against his ideologies and his beliefs. Because we find out in this episode, we find out his backstory. That he was basically told to withdraw from the hero program and seen as not good enough. And even when he tried to use his quirk for a legitimately good reason and had a very smart idea to it, he messed up a little bit, and it caused just more harm than good. So, starting to see his name fade, and his dream has always been to have his name remembered, so starting to see his name fade even from former classmates, he decided to become a supervillain solely to have his name remembered. His dream became more important to him than, well, being a hero, doing the right thing. And so he made it his new goal to have his name remembered, even if it means doing things wrong, even if it means doing bad things, being a criminal. But even though it didn't say this next part directly, I am very fully convinced at it. He took the name Gentle Criminal, and his style of criminal activity, just doing crimes but not actually like taking the money, or for example, he's just trying to sneak into UA, not actually do anything, not actually harm anyone. All of that is due to his nature of still having that heroic side to him. He still has that heroic ideology inside him, even if he has tried to get rid of it, and he doesn't want to hurt people. He doesn't want to hurt people. He doesn't want to cause any real harm to anyone or any business or anything like that. He just wants to be remembered. And so he became a gentle criminal. So he wouldn't have to, he could follow those ideals of gentlemanliness and not have to be super violent and aggressive and physical, that he wouldn't have to hurt others. And we also saw LaBrava's backstory. LaBrava had been denied love, presumably multiple times, throughout her school years, because she didn't know how to go about it. And believe me, I can relate there. She was denied love and even made fun of because she didn't know how to go about things and ended up coming across as unintentionally creepy. And it hurt her very badly. I mean, I mean, with the rejection alone, I know personally how bad rejection can hurt. And it hurt her so bad it made her depressed and even suicidal. Like she blatantly said in this episode that she was thinking about ending her life. And then she happened to come across Gentle's first video. And she was enamored with him, with his ideals, with his words. The things he said touched her, made her feel important and cared about for the first time. And so she went to try to join up with him, and he accepted her. He welcomed her. And although it was clear there were a couple points that he tried to push her away a little bit, he never forced her away. He let her make the decision. He valued her input. And that made her fall in love with him. She loves him because he cares for her. And he does genuinely care for her. That's made very clear. He does legitimately love Brava. Hell, the ending of this episode when he gives himself up basically for the sake of protecting her. Like, yeah, it's obvious. He does truly love her. Just like she loves him. And seeing this episode, giving them their development to depth, revealing Brava's quirk, centering around love and everything. Yeah, while Overhaul might be an overall better character and villain in terms of his villainy and just the way he presents himself, the way he's written, all of that jazz, I think I like these two more. Partially because, one, I do connect with them. I've gone through what both of them have gone through. I've been told to give up because of just not living up to the standards of others. I've been rejected and fallen into depression and even suicidal tendencies. I understand. And I think that's why it hit me so hard watching this episode. I didn't break down into tears, but I almost did. I almost started crying at multiple points in this episode. Because I can connect with them. I relate with them. And what they've gone through. And while I obviously don't agree with their methods and stuff, obviously, they're still villains. I feel like they're characters I just can't help but love. They've just, yeah, they've left an impact on me. And I would say that they're currently my favorite. Not necessarily the best, but my favorite villains in the show. Because of that. Because you guys know that I do tend to really love characters that I can connect with. I've made this clear in plenty of reactions in the past. When I connect, especially on an emotional deepness to a character in any show, movie, game, etc., I tend to just really hook onto them. Even if otherwise, like, I wouldn't necessarily be super invested in their character. Like, I'll give you an example from this show even. Sue. Sue has been pointed out by many people I've debated with on why she's my favorite character in the show, hasn't done that much in this series. Like, she's had a couple moments to shine, sure. But overall, she has not done that much. And so it's like, it's the little things she has done that really endear me to her. It's her personality. Hell, I mean that one scene where she had found out that everyone went to go and rescue Bakugo, even though she advised them not to because she felt it was too much like what a villain would do. And she broke down in tears and just was completely devastated. That emotionally hurt me when I first saw that. And I've watched it many times since, and it still gets to me because it's something I can connect with. It's something I can believably relate to. I've done similar. No, I mean not to that level, of course, but I've tried to stop people from doing bad things. Yeah, who hasn't? But it's like there's certain even if it's just little things at a time, I connect with these characters and I learn to care about these characters. And even if it's something as silly as just their appearance and their personality traits and stuff. When I connect to a character, no matter what it's for, even if that character otherwise isn't like super heavily invested in the story, it doesn't matter. I connected with that character. I've come to love them for things other than an investment in the story. And I think that's fine. I truly believe there's nothing wrong with that, with anyone doing that. I don't, you can love who you love as a character. And it's like, whether they're a good guy, a bad guy, whether they have high investment in the story or low investment, as long as you truly do care for these characters and truly do, like, just love seeing them on screen, as long as you just love them, then everything's okay. And for me, like, yeah, Sue would be an example of that, but now Gentle and La Brava would be too. And for these two, it's because of their stories, because of their connection with each other. It endears me to them. But yeah, so after this, we are going to be going into the festival, and hopefully everything should go according to plan. That ending, though, really almost got me. Because Gentle basically giving up just for La Brava's sake, in a way, giving up on his dream just for La Brava's sake shows that it shows that there are things more important to him now. That right now La Brava is more important to him than his dream. And that's beautiful. That's awesome. And it's why I ship these two so heavily. Though, to be fair, it's kind of implied that these two are in some semblance of a way together. They at least both legitimately do love each other. That much has been made very clear. But yeah, that ending really almost got me. Like, that was just a pure, potent act of selfless love. And it was beautiful. It was just wonderful. But yeah. So, Eri and Mirio are on their way. The festival has officially begun. And so we're going to get things started. We're going to get the festival going. I wonder if Deku's going to tell anyone that he came across them. Because did he hear? I don't think he heard Gentle say what he was saying about wanting to keep the fight out of this and everything when they were caught. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But it's like, yeah, will he just say anything? Does he need to say anything? It's a valid question, I feel. Um, we'll find out. In the meantime, though, this was a fantastic episode. It gave a lot of depth and development for our villains of this arc. It humanized them in very important ways. And on top of that, it was a very satisfactory conclusion to this fight. Not only giving us just a great battle, but by utilizing La Brava's quirk, we got to see how much, like, these two are perfect for each other and how they work well together to just enhance this fight. Like, La Brava has a very support-based quirk that is perfect for someone like Gentle. Just imagine if these two had been heroes instead, they could have been like a phenomenal hero sidekick duo. And I would love to see these two again. I don't know if we will, but I would love to. We'll see. We'll see. Either way, tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode, what you thought of Gentle and La Brava's backstories, and so much more. Tell me your thoughts down in the comments below, and thank you all so much for tuning in. Once again, as I said in the pre-thoughts, if you didn't catch it there, this series will be replaced by Digimon Adventure 2020, a 2020 reboot of the original Digimon Adventure series, with the same characters, just in the modern day instead. So yeah, that will be starting in a few weeks once My Hero ends, and for now though, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.